Yo, let's see. Turn me on. Docs. Let's bring up the YouTube. Pull this off there. Okay. Okay, alright. What's up, gang? Long time no speak. We're back. And this time we're actually going to do a tier list. So, the way that I want to set up this tier list, because there is no reliable competitive gameplay for this game, as far as I know, the only people who have played this game competitively in the past year are me and Revan and me and Kennybo. Like that, like I've played two people. One was with Cyclops, one was with Gene. You know, like it was not a yo, what's go on, Kit? Was that Kit 11? Can I just call you Kit? Yeah, this is gonna be kind of thinking about how I want to do the tier list. Where's my notebook? I have a notebook of things that I wanted to say, but of course, yes, okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to be using the notes to come up with the tier list. Never mind, this is the wrong notebook. I have too many notebooks. I do too much writing. It's complicated. Kid is fine. Good. Glad to hear it, man. How you been? All right, let's do this. Okay. So, we're going to go according to it's Kit XE. I'm going to stick with Kit, man. I'm going to stick with Kit. Okay. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go by the we're going to go by the in-game menu. So that's not alphabetical, but this is, all right. So Cyclops is an S tier character. Good. Being bored is good. Lets your brain stew, think. I'm never bored enough. I'm always on my phone. Yeah, so let's talk about why. So I think, like, if you guys have seen me play this game, you'll know that Cyclops is my favorite character. And I think he's one of the best characters in the game, if not like very close to like top 3. He literally has everything going for him. And the way I think about this game's tier list, S, A, B, C, D, is the top tier can do everything, and they have tons of utility. Yes, he is absolutely strong. He is absolutely strong. But I think of it in terms of utility. How much utility do they bring to the table? If they just have like one killer move, it better be so phenomenal that it transcends every other facet of the game, basically. So, yeah, I want to do this in terms of utility. Now, I'm going to quickly change some stuff around just to get our stuff ready. We're going to go to max. We're going to turn off the key display. Okay, so why is Cyclops S tier? Okay, so he has really varied strings and he has good buttons. So he has a quick jab. He has a good down jab. He has legit high-low mix-up in a game that has very little high-low mix-up. So, yo, what's going on, Sheeshwater? So this move here, standing 3. Standing 3 is a true high-low. So after this, you can do 3-2, which is an overhead. So this is mid. Or you can do 3 down 3. So if after this, they have to guess. Now, I want to be very clear that in this game, you can crack all of this shit wide open with counters and by just poking through strings. So in a lot of cases, these strings are not airtight. You can fit a button in, you can fit a jab, you can fit an invincible super. But this is utility like I'm trying to not think about that too much because otherwise, like every character has this problem. To which degree is kind of up in the air. But with this is a tricky mix-up. So not only does he have high-low off of stand 3, you can do this from jab. There are also other moves that allow you to do high-low. So this is high-low. That's back to 1. And this overhead, it is fast. Yes. Counters are super annoying at high levels. Yes, they're very annoying. Look at how far that overhead hits. That's like 2 character lengths away. That is a serious. Not only that, that's an infinite. That leads to an infinite. He has incredible whiff punish. He has incredible whiff punish game with all of his supers. So there you go. You can just do that. You can use forward. You can use his level 2. Also in overhead, incredible range, super amazing distance. His level 1 goes to, unless there's an active hitbox inside of him, this will land. So his level 1. So you can just use this to blow through strings. Not only that, this leads to death. Now this is tricky. The timing is really funky. So that combo there is death. So you can like reversal super if you have 1 meter and kill them with enough space. So he has high-low. His overhead is insane. Oop. That is insane range for an overhead. Not only that, this move here, stand 4, it's fast, has great range, and it leads into down 3, which can be hit confirmed on sight. Do you see how slow I could do that? So I hit, see the hit, and then launch into potentially death. His supers are amazing. They fit, they're super comboable. His throws are great. All of them allow him to do something else afterwards. So with this, you connect with beams, right? After this, you just friggin' nuke them for all they're worth. You know, like, oh, we almost got it. So, like, throws are good. His strings are great. He's got a lot of varied strings. He has, great damage. His easy CCR 3-3 if you do manage to catch them. That's right, 3-3 is actually an overhead as well. And it causes a ground bounce, which, hey, you can kill off of this with 0 meter as long as you've got enough space, right? He has, like, I think he doesn't have really any bad things. He's got normal defense. Like, this dude is, he is the cream of the crop. Is there anything else I want to talk about that makes him top tier? Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, he's the leader of the X-Men for a reason, right? So, Cyclops, absolutely top tier. True 50-50. Incredible supers. Invincible reversal super that causes death. Throws that lead to very nearly death. Easy CCR. Yeah, like the fact that his air throw is the same as his back throw means you get to combo off of that. I guess the only thing that's like, oh, and not only that, he can play really close, and this is really like really close here, very easy, or he can just do this. His beams are basically instant. He can catch step. He can catch people that are jumping. Not only that, he can do this. So this is 3-3, like forward 3-3, 4-1, 4-1-2-4, something like that, Oh, and then last thing. So this is the last bit. So he can zone. He can get up in your face with just some nightmare strings. And he has this. This is a true low stun. So this is just down 4-1. You get a full launch. Like, what? What? True low into stun. So, like, not only that, if you are the appropriate distance away, like, if you manage to just do this, like, you get a free jump in. You're making me seem silly. Havoc. Let's see if we can do this appropriately. You get a free jump in. I guarantee it. Oh, sorry. This is what I'm supposed to do. Do this, into standing forward. That's right. My bad. That's what you're supposed to do. So, yeah, the character is like nightmare fuel. I feel like he's very easy to pilot, frankly, compared to like his skill level or his skill ceiling, skill floor. Like, this is a dead character, dude. You don't even have to hit him on the ground. Give him a little butt push too. This character's super good. I think top 3, if not the best character in the game. So there you go. Yeah, Cyclops is so good. Next up is Wolverine, and I'm going to put him. You guys kind of probably already thought. I think he is one of the worst characters in the game. Wolverine is just. He might be C tier. You know what? We're going to move him back. We're going to move him to C tier. Change player to Wolverine. Now, why do I think this? Okay, so he would probably get banned in tournament play. Bro, every character would be banned in tournament play. Every character has insane bullshit in this game. Everyone. So the things that Wolverine has going for him, literally the only thing I can really think of is he has some cool ass fucking strings. He has really solid range on his jabs. Right there, like really solid range. And he has, like, this is where like his utility is basically in super fast launchers. So he is absolutely meh. He's got great CCR. Very easy to do. And he has a bunch of OTG supers that are like nothing to sneeze at. But if you can't land a hit, he has very little overhead threat, very little overhead anything that would like cause you to worry. Like he has no instant overhead anything if people are ducking. He can like potentially do something like that with his jump super, but even that I don't think that's a guarantee. He has great whiff punishment with forward 2. Really good whiff punishment with forward 2 into stun, which is great. But his bread and butter is essentially whiff punishment and landing super damaging, like fairly damaging supers. And that just doesn't cut it. It's good CCR, damaging supers, and like strong launch punishes, like strong launches and decent whiff punishing. But everything else is so mediocre. Like, he doesn't have good strings. He doesn't have he has a couple of things like this where you can do what is it? Dun dun dun. Like, he has some cool looking strings. Let's see if I can actually do them. I can't actually remember what they 1, 2, 3. This. That's one of my favorite moves in the game. I think it looks amazing. And Kit, you're absolutely right. We do need another one. But Wolverine in general, like, he's just not that great. So whiff punishment, he's really good. The fact that this hits OTG as well as his other supers hitting OTG. This is his level 2. And then, he can also do his level 3. So all these supers hit OTG, so they can be used really in any circumstance, which is great. But again, utility-wise, he is very low on the totem pole. Cyclops can do everything. He's got killer supers that can be used in basically any situation. He's got high-low mix-up. He's got great throws. Wolverine does have one good thing here. With this, because of the hard knockdown, you can land supers, which is great. So if you do have forward throw, cool. But other than that, the utility is not there in the same way that Cyclops has it. And his level 4 is like, it's so garbage compared to, like, you just heal. You need damage in this game. You don't need healing. So for me, he's just not a high tier character at all. I would never play Wolverine competitively. That being said, I think people could win with him because anyone can win in this game. That's the thing. So everyone can deal with ranged attacks in this game. I say that because if you jump and do this air dab, if you air dab, you will absorb the projectile, conserve your momentum, and then land. Exactly, Ken. You get it. This is why Cyclops is the man. But yeah, like Wolverine just does not have the sauce in this game. Okay, this character, Gambit. Okay, Gambit is like in our hearts and minds, this character is actually S tier. In the context of the game, he is actually D tier. He is probably overall the worst character in the game. Why? Why is Gambit the worst character in the game? Gambit is the worst character in the game because there is a glitch where in rounds 2 and 3, he cannot move for 2 seconds. So like his spot in the tier list shifts whether or not you have whether or not you have house rules. So if in rounds 2 and 3 you guys gotta wait for 2 seconds and then someone calls go and then you can play, then you can do it. Then he's S tier. If not, he's D tier. You can't win rounds 2 and 3 in a game where one touch kills. Especially if someone's been building meter and saving it because they know they're going to kill your ass in rounds 2 and 3 because you can't do shit. Like, I would literally take the loss and just build meter and then kick his ass untouched. I would just win. So, the things that he has going great for him. 2-1 is an infinite. A very easy infinite. So anything you do can be followed up by 2-1 and then into CCR. So that's great. He has a very strong option in down 3-3. This is a true low and can be hit confirmed super late on site into a launch that leads to death. So this move here. If you don't have it, you do this and, they're dead. You got to use a super, but there you go. So the fact that he's got that, this is just an incredibly strong tool, incredibly strong. Follow that up with a decent range overhead. It doesn't combo into anything, but it is a thing. He also has incredibly long range attacks. So this is not an overhead despite it looking like it. And this, even if you're out of range for the kick, it still combos. You can also, out of this, you can combo into your staff lifts. The other thing that's really good about this character is he has very solid, he has decent whiff punishment in stand 1 and forward 1. Stand 2 and forward 1. Wait, no, not forward 1. What is it? Oh, just this. Yeah, really strong. I don't think dude, I wouldn't want CCR limits. What's the point? This game is broken as hell. Just let people let them do broken shit. Gambit does have some very strong projectile games. Like if you hit somebody with this, that's 6,400 damage. Like if they're not blocking and they eat all of these hits, like he's very good against certain characters, bigger characters especially. His forward throw leads to death. I'm not doing it appropriately, but there's that. His level 3 super, what's really good about Gambit, frankly though, is if you have enough meter, you can link his level 2 multiple times. So like a lot of his supers, so his level 2, a lot of his supers just end the combo. Whereas if you do his level 2, if you do it appropriately and land at just the right time, You get this for free. Then you can keep doing it and keep getting launches. So as long as you have meter, your level 2 is really, really good. Your air level 2, and you can win games off of that. But frankly, a lot of his strengths comes from this move here, having surprising range, if not speed, and this. It's like the fact that he can do his CCR is really, really strong. His throw is a kill option. His down 3 is a kill option. This is like his stand 2 string is a kill option. He also has one of the few options in the game to cross up. No, maybe not. There was something else. Oh, he has his infinite, again, to just help reset CCR. Gambit is a very, very, very good character. And then he just has damage options, right? Like if you need to cash out, this is an easy damage option for like Half-Life, or not Half-Life, for like, potentially 12k. Just like he's a good character. Also, he has a cooldown throw. I don't know. That's it. Okay, so Gambit, probably D tier, but in our hearts, he's a little higher. Storm is S tier. Man, there's no other way to say it. Storm is so good. Her potential is... If she's not S tier, I think she is. If she's not, though, she's at the top of A. I feel like she is, though. Okay, let me explain why. So, Storm has incredible potential. She has incredible utility. So, her lows are lacking, frankly. But her lows are lacking, so you're not going to catch people ducking a lot. But you have her instant air jump 3. So she can pester with this. This is a potential, like, she does have low threats where like down 3-3 is a launch, and if you get launched against Storm, you're just going to have a bad time, dude. You're just going to have a bad time. It's like she has so many great follow-ups, actually. What can I show off as like her... she has easy CCR. So she has her utility lies in the fact that she can drill. So she has long range drills and short range drills that are basically like 0 on block. So you need to jump up there and counter hit her if you're going to put a stop to this these shenanigans. She also has a very easy infinite. So again, if she's on the ground, if you're on the ground, you are potentially dead. Her other utility comes from the fact that, so she has this. Oop. If you launch, if you launch, you get a 3-way mix-up off of that. So her jump 3-3 launches the opponent even higher. So that there, when you switch sides, that's a left-right mix-up. You can go for low, down 3-3. You can go for high, jump 3, instant air jump 3, or you can go for throw. So that is like a super dirty thing that is incredibly difficult to handle. She has great throws. Her lightning balls are annoying. Yeah, true. They are annoying. But, so she has the option to play this game, to toss wind. She has, she has a bunch of different projectile options to keep you at bay. She can toss lightning, so she can play the close game because her jab is quick, has decent range, and it just leads to launches. It leads to damage. So if you were to do something like this, okay, now you're on the... Actually, she might be able to do something. I think it's actually 1, 2, 3. Hold on. I think she gets more out of this. 1, 2, 3. Is it stand 4? Maybe not. She has a great close-up game too. Boom, you're in the air. You're getting comboed for days. Really good. She also has incredibly versatile supers. Incredibly versatile supers. She can actually cross up. So a lot of characters can't do this, but she has a true cross up in this game with her level 2 super. Her whiff punishment game is insane. Look at this. Look at the range on that. Dude, that's no joke. That's her forward 2. She also has her stand 3. Or excuse me, stand 4. Or is it forward 4? Yeah, her forward 4. Really solid option and leads to all of her best CCR. Like, it's really good. Then you have to take into account her supers. So she has a standard beam, but like her level 1s are really versatile. Like, that's 8k. You can just throw that out. You could just do that. Granted, you can sidestep in between if they block, but you're not going to be doing that, right? You're going to be a smart person. And you're going to be doing it when you've actually got the ground or... Oh my gosh. Right? That, like, incredible supers. I think she even has... But her level 4 is garbage. You can follow that up with... down forward 2. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do. Her level 3 is one of the most badass in the game. I literally love it. It's called it's called El Nino. It's so brutal. Boom. But this girl can play the close game. She can play the keep away game. I think she even gets annoying stuff up here. So you can actually like fly really far away, and there are some characters who can't do much against this. It's annoying. So like she has a ton of utility. She doesn't have the high-low game, but she does have incredible whiff punishment, super versatile supers. She has crazy mix-ups. The only thing she's lacking is a low threat. That's really like the only thing. And yeah, she probably does kick your ass all the time because she's a good character. She is definitely an Insano mode character, where the computer just will like destroy for fun. Beast is the first honest X-Man that we're going to come across here. Beast has some good shit. At the same time, he is lacking in a lot of the super broken ways that other characters aren't. So he has multiple infinites. Forward 1144 is an infinite. But unless you're doing this, like these infinites they're not the same as CCR. And he doesn't have good CCR. His CCR is actually very lacking. So he's got some great range on choice normals like stand 2. Like his CCR is hard to do. It's very floaty. I think this character, just like Nightcrawler, he satisfies a character fantasy that I think frankly is like unparalleled in other games. That's his CCR. It's hard to do. His supers are versatile. One of my favorite moves in the game specifically is his level 1 hand plant health. Really, really, really good. Decent damage, super fast. He has a great low threat in his level 2 super. And his level 3 super to cash out it feels really good. Like it hits OTG and does just a grip. It's a good move. Can be added, can be tacked on to like the end of any combo you want. Just a good move. Really versatile, but like he doesn't have that straight broken shit. Like you can do this infinitely. So like if you get into... So he has a bunch of weird infinites, right? Like you could do that forever. Nightcrawler is super good. For sure. He's so fun. But like he does not have a long range threat. If you're getting in, you're doing something like this that's unsafe. You're doing something like this, which is crazy unsafe. If you guys have watched me play the arcade runs or the survival runs, you'll know that I just wait for Beast to do that. He does have some low threats. He has like some decent threats from lows, but he doesn't have the best overhead threats. So like this, I think this is an overhead. but it's just not this, like, he doesn't have the same threat level as a lot of other characters because he has unreliable CCR. His infinites are not very damaging. Like, if you want to do it, you can. His strings, he has a bunch of like useless things. Like Beast Stance, as much as I love it, is useless. It can't help you. What he's got going for him is Stand 2, which is really good, and it combos even if the second hit misses, except for probably on Sabretooth. He also has some like quick out of like just like surprising options where like boom boom. He also has surprising cancel points for this move here. Wait, what is it? Is it this? It's like a down back something. And maybe I'm not doing it right. He has a couple of surprising moves. I will say a standout move of his is down forward 2. Boom, like that. Yeah, everything can be countered in this game, dude. And it's actually called Magnetic Gush. Are you talking about the punch into the ground, the one that causes the explosion? So down forward 2 is really good. It has so much hit stun, and it's a low. It's a true low with some pretty great range. It does lead into his infinite, which is cool. So like you do get these extended ground strings with Beast. He's just not as good as other characters. I do like that you get a ton of balls. I think he has so much cool stuff, but it doesn't help him in the utility department. It's just not helpful in the same way that other characters is. But he's got great supers to protect him. Like he would be a competitively viable character, I think. Yeah, he's just not the best character. Next up, Phoenix. Okay. So I think that Phoenix is an A tier character. I'm keeping her out of S tier because, okay, her utility lies in confusion. This move reverses your controls for 10 seconds. It is really fucking annoying. Oh, you mean like back forward 2 with Magneto where he goes whoop and it shoots him straight up? Yeah. This move here is almost game breaking. You can do 10-second long combos and build enough meter to end and refresh confusion. Like, it is not fun. The thing that keeps her out of like higher tiers, so like that utility there is incredible. The fact that it's tied to a level 1 is amazing. She does not have the fastest buttons. They're okay. But they're not super fast. And some of her moves have strange properties where like I said that this move was a strength because it's overhead low overhead. Now, it like you can block the second hit mid in certain circumstances. Like she doesn't have a high low threat. She's just like Storm where her lows are like just that. That's really all she's got. Or she has this weird sweepy thing that doesn't do anything, or this, which is long range low, but it's not really a threat. She also doesn't have a cash out super. So she has a damage reflect. But you're basically just going to want to be using your throws. Your mind is weak. To land stuff like this, to like get damage. She also has down back 2 is her command throw. This is Dark Phoenix's normal throw. So she has great CCR. So she has incredible air like power. She has a great air series that allows her to build way more meter than a lot of other characters. With like 5 hits per. I think you can get 6 hits per rep of CCR. Also forgot to mention. So sure, she has confusion. Her level 1 supers are actually where it's at. So you can actually do more damage than a level 4 super just by using her level 1s over and over and over again. So if you were to do this, my hands. Unscaled. I don't know why that is, but that's a thing. Not only that, so if you were to land something like this, right? If you were to see through that, like that is a way to kill people. You need the space and you need that first hit. Like, so if you have jab, like you're probably good. But confusion is just such an incredibly powerful tool. I forgot this. You can just do that. So she doesn't have a cash out like a level 3 that a lot of characters have. She has to land her level 2s. And her level 2s are good. They're just not the same level. But her meter build, her versatility, her throw game is solid. Her certain buttons are really good. But confusion really does sort of level her up in ways that other characters just like, it's just so broken. It's so cheap. So I think Jean is high, is A tier at least. So who do we have next? Toad. Okay. Toad is, so I'm going to put him in S tier. And why do I think that Toad is S tier? Okay. Mortimer Toynbee has multiple infinites. This is overhead low. This is overhead low. You need to get the sprint right afterwards. But that is an infinite. So he has an infinite. He has a very good relaunch super in his level 2 at OTGs. He has one of the, like, he has some of the best forward advancing stuns in the game with forward 1. Really good. 1 second, I gotta yell at my kids. They're making way too much noise. Little ragamuffins. The hammer dropped. All right, so he's got an infinite. He's got an incredibly versatile launch super, which is great because it leads to his CCR. I want to talk about his CCR a little bit. His CCR is, it's like, I want to say it's almost broken. Do you see how long Havoc freezes? It's like you have so much time to act. So if you're able to get down low and then like land the CCR, you can rep it out for like a long time. Like a long time. It's very forgiving. Really solid. So he has great whiff punishment with forward 1-1, which leads to whatever you want at that point. Forward 2 is an overhead with great range and speed. Right? Like, that's not bad at all. But, dude, look at this. Long range launching low. Look at how far away you can be and still hit that. Look at how far away you can threaten with this move. You've got like, it's just like it's an unseeable move. Then you wait for them to land. And you launch them. It's crazy good. Not only that, like this dude has some projectiles. This isn't great. He also has this one, but then you can just do this. This is forward 3-1-1. And he reorients himself to spit at you if you move, if you try to step it. Like, it's so annoying. Like, just being able to toss this out a whim. Just, like, fucking pepper the screen with these stupid projectiles. He's a really good character. he has so many mix-ups built into his kit. He has stuff like this, where like when he pounces back, he's now in stance and he can threaten with a low. So like if you get hit, you could absolutely punish the fuck out of that. Like who's pretending? But he has other options. Like you can do, I think, if you're getting ready to punish this, I think it's this. Yeah. So this into like, I think this is an overhead. That's a low. That's an overhead. That might be a mid. I can't remember exactly, but he has other options to annoy you with. This move here is just like a quick and dirty. It's just a quick and dirty move that, like, I believe it connects fully from a. What is this? Fully from a launch. So he has so many options on the ground to annoy you with, to pester you with. His level 1 is incredibly versatile. His level 2 is super good. He has a level 1 in the air that is Garbaggio, is it? Yeah. Garbaggio. So we'll ignore that one. But his forward throw, his back throw allows for level 1. Does not allow for level 2. His level 3 is really cool, but you only need his level 1 and his level 2. The tongue is legit. His stance is not great, but he has so many different stances, and he has so many things that he can do. So like he has way more cancel points than a lot of characters, where like you can actually cancel into stuff. He has so much high-low. So like forward, what is it? This move here, it's like overhead, low. He can do a launch, a mid launcher. He can also, I think, he can do a bunch of stuff where he cancels into this move, where he just like can get away. He can also, if you approach during this move, he can launch your ass. So like you never, and then so you have to worry about all this annoying stuff happening. He can also stall in the air with this move here. Very tedious. It's the same as a dive kick, and this is an infinite on Juggernaut and some other characters. Leads to infinites. Like he has grounded infinites. He has one of the best lows in the game, and like essentially a like almost unseeable full like long range launching low. Incredible overhead, launching. Great launching super. Like this dude has literally everything. He's like his X-Men Legends 2 counterpart, like just an incredible character all around. Mystique. So Mystique, if we're talking about Mystique, she is very, her utility lies, I think she might be A tier, and I want to show off why. Okay, so Mystique has, okay, her utility, if we're speaking utility, she is a long-range threat, but not in the same way as a character like Cyclops, because she has a bullet. Stuff like this is good. But she has other things that are like you cannot tell me that this low isn't insane. This is back 3-3-4. You can kill off, you can kill off this move. Like, easily. I do it in my speedrun. This is my go-to move for her. This is how far away it hits. Here. 2 characters away. Unseeable. You're not reacting to that shit. It's just hitting you. So not only does she have that in neutral, that she can just like throw this off, she takes a step back. So if your punish isn't on point, yeah, you missed it. She has forward 4, which I believe is an overhead. She also has forward 3, which is an overhead, which allows for the same CCR. So she has overhead and low mix from 2 characters away, which is really strong. This move is potentially a restand, but not on every character. So after her jab is solid. It leads to this, which leads to this. She has great range on a whole bunch of attacks. So as you saw, back 3, really, really good. Forward 3. Not great range, but solid overhead option. and CCR, like great CCR, high-low game in the neutral. She has this move here, which goes right into her level 2 for great damage, frankly. 1200, not bad at all. She has incredible range on specifically stand 2, forward 2, back 2, down 2. Like, anything where she's hitting people with her gun is amazing. This is cheap, dude. Forward advancing, super solid. Super solid. Random shape changing, I think that was a little beyond this character at this point, back in the day. But, like, she's just, and then, back 4. So, I don't think back 4 is I don't talk often about this move. Its range is terrible. It's terrible. But this muzzle flash, if you can get close enough, is an infinite. Let me just do this appropriately. It's an infinite. So that is another way to lead the stuff. So if you're able to just like, boop, if you were to put this into any string, beep, there you go. Now you've got everything you need to kill. So her level 2 is bad. So like the things that she has that like keep her out of S tier. Like she does not have reliable supers. Like her supers are fine, but they're not overwhelmingly good. Her level 3 is great. It does really solid damage, and and her air throw. Her air throw is another just like super solid tool. It builds an unfair amount of meter. It builds a legitimately unfair, like it's like a broken super. It builds so much meter. It builds a full bar of meter if you catch someone from the sky. Typically that takes 5 to 8 hits, I think. 5 to 8 hits, something like that. It takes like 6, maybe it's 6 hits. You just need one air throw to build full meter. So she has high-low in the neutral. She has long-range low threat in back forward 4 that allows her to get to score like 12k damage. Really good. She has a high, like low beam, high beam. She has a decent zoning threat. Rather, she can zone things. But the strength is in all of these really powerful single hit moves or long range stuns. So she has these long range threats here with like forward 2. Again, forward 2 is a launcher. Boop, 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 boop. So is back 2. So is down 2. All of these are launching moves. They're all really strong. She's a great character. She's a great character. And she can cash out on all of these from her air throw. So, you do this. You built a decent amount of meter with, your attacks. You don't even need to air seek. Let's do, it's funny. It's been a little while since I've practiced this specific. Maybe I just do this. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Okay. So like that there is enough to kill a character. Right there. That is enough to kill. And you build enough meter to do it. Right there in that sequence. She's A tier. She's a great character. Alright, who's next? Sabretooth. Dude. So, house rules. He's high A. He's definitely higher than Jean. But otherwise he's S tier just for his infinite. But we'll keep him here. We'll keep him high A. I don't think he's S tier, frankly. But he has so much going for him. So what is great about this character in terms of utility? So the first thing that just comes to mind is his hit grabs have so much invincibility. Down forward 3 and down forward 2, or down forward 3, yeah, down forward 3 and down forward 2 have so much invincibility. You can blow through supers if you see them coming. You can put them into strings. This is a get out of jail free card. Not only that, this leads to his supers, so you can like get a third of their life just with this move, or you can just do his level 1 for a nice little cash out. And like why use level 2 when you can get so much damage off? That's 10k life, 11k life off of one bar, and like, it's so good. So he has some decent high-low. You know what? That's not true. He has good overheads. Specifically, this move here, back 4. It's quick. His low is actually like surprisingly fast, and leads into his air series. He has a plethora of throws that are like actual throws. Yeah, you could do a lot of stuff with this character. He has a great whiff punish tool in down 3 or down 4 that allows him some pretty sick follow-ups. You know, he has a bunch of infinites. What is it? It's like bam, 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 bam. Or is it? I don't remember his infinites right now. You can find him on my channel. He has multiple infinites. But the crazy thing is he has a ton of unscaled damage. So if you were to do this into this, that's his air throw. His air throw on its own isn't anything to talk about. But if you hit up, down 1, each air throw does 8,300 damage. And it's so hard to do. It's hard for me to do when I haven't practiced it. But this air throw is an infinite. So if you jump and hit down, what is it? Up, I think it's down, up, throw, he will do the air throw again. He will teleport the person into his arms and just do this over and over again. Something like that. And you can do it over. I have a video on it. It's hard for me to pull off on a whim. I'm not that great at it. There you go.
Worthless.
But that was it. So that's your infinite. It only takes like 5 reps to kill somebody. Or 4 reps, right? Yeah, 3,200 life. There's that. So he has great range on a bunch of moves, right? A ton of invincibility. But I think the thing that takes him into A tier for me, so utility, he also has a heal on his level 3. So if you have enough bar and you need life, you can slam it into level 3 and heal. So he has healing, really solid range on a bunch of moves, stupid amounts of invincibility on his hit grabs. He has versatile supers. His CCR, while not great, is serviceable. And frankly, you don't need it all the time, because if you're just looking to set CCR for a little, reset CCR for a little extra damage, right? There you go. Like that's very close to a dead character. Good throw game. Good range. His whiff punishment is not as good as Logan's. He has a bunch of overhead threats. He also has the worst. What is this? How do you do this? Is it? I think it's. I get so distracted doing this. That's like the Raging Bulldog, and like you need to do. There you go. This move is so minus on hit. Good supers, good invincibility on random attacks that don't need invincibility. But the thing that puts him into A tier, utility that very few other characters have, you need to have Sabretooth specific combos. Strings with gaps that combo on normal characters will not combo on Sabretooth. You need Sabretooth combos. Otherwise your combo will drop and he will kill you. So that for me, like that chunk of utility, just you need to play him against him differently than other characters. And if you don't do it right, he will armor through your shit and kill you. Not even armor, he will invincibility through your shit. He'll annoy you and run away, and then heal. He's a good character. He's a very good character. Next up is Magneto. So I've always been a little bit on the fence about Magneto. I feel like he's either A or B. Um, yeah, I feel like he's either A or B. I think I'm probably tending to here because he has one of the strongest whiff punishes in the game. Just like sight unseen, like from anywhere, he can just like whoop you. You know, like from anywhere, if you do anything, he can do back forward one, or excuse me, back forward two. It's a very good move. He also has one of the few just like it's not a just frame, but he has one of the few like variant input moves where like if you hit 2 again, you get the double magnetic gush. Worst name for a move ever. The things that hold Magneto back that I would say is that he has very slow strings. Like a lot of stuff can get through his strings. Like if you're blocking that in between the second and third hit, you can just do whatever you want. Yeah, and his stuff is very formulaic. He doesn't have a lot of routes that lead to a lot of things that are different that would cause you stress. He does have a hit confirmable low. You know what? It's not hit confirmable. Yeah, no, you have to straight cancel that. But you can do that. No, I guess it is. And it leads to great damage. He also has his level 1 because of his CCR, which is good. That will launch. And you can do that over and over again as long as you've got the space. So you know what? I'm going to put him in A tier just because of this. His CCR is solid. If you have enough meter, he'll kill you. No, I think he's A tier. Probably higher than Jean because this is where it gets kind of tricky. We're going to do that. We're just going to put it at the bottom because I'm honestly not really sure. So he's up in A tier. Up in A tier. His super's solid. His level 1's incredible. Frankly, it comes out super fast and it hits airborne, which means it launches. So as long as you CCR, you get that extra launch. He's got a beam, which is fine. It does okay damage. But you should just be using your level 1. He has a shield. Who cares? He has his level 3 is like interesting, but it doesn't do a ton. And his level 4 is really cool, but you should never have enough meter to do his level 4, frankly. So like it's neat, but it's not worth it. It's not, it's not something super special. His whiff punishment is not like lacking. No, it's lacking outside of back forward 2. But the fact that you can cancel out of a low is cool. Yeah, his CCR is strong. His level 1 punish game his level 1 game it like amps up his damage like crazy. He has a bunch of strings, so I guess you can keep, but like they're very slow. And he does have a couple of like, I think the second one hits overhead. So there are some like you gotta it also cancels. So this you can cancel into. For me, he's A tier because of his level 1 doing so much work for him. He has good CCR and easy to do. Incredible whiff punish game. And frankly, those 3 things are enough to bring him up because they're so good. Next up is Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is also an S tier character. Why is Nightcrawler S tier? Okay. Let's talk about Kurt. The same bullshit that Toad has, Nightcrawler also has with down forward 4. So down forward 4 into back 2. So back 2 is also an infinite. It's not a very damaging infinite, and they actually like it. It feels like they scaled his damage compared to other characters. Like he doesn't hit as hard as other characters, but he does have other cool. So he has basically an unseeable full range, long range low, which is bullshit, and it launches into his infinite. He also has this move here. Is not technically a instant overhead, I don't think. I just want to have him duck really quick. So this is a overhead, but there's not much he can do about it in the same way that like Gene can. Yeah. No, that's not true. So yeah, never mind. His instant overhead is legit. He can do stuff from it. I don't know why I was being crazy. So, long range low, instant overhead into full damage combo. He also has very versatile supers, and he can get a launch off of his level 1 into his infinite. So, doesn't do a ton of damage, but there you go. You got a launch. There's nothing you can do about that because of the hard knockdown. He has great CCR that can be done off of a whole bunch of stuff. Right? Like it's not hard to perform. You can even just do this. Easy. He has a lot of cancel points in his strings. He also has good high-low. So like this is a low. Yeah. This is a low. This is a low. And this is low. So you actually have like threats. He can launch off of his lows. But he also has an incredibly good stunning overhead. So this is down forward 2. Great range. If they're worried about this, okay, now you're stunned and now you're launched. His level 2 is not good. It has no range. Like no range, but his level 3 is like, why did they give him this? Like he doesn't need this. So watch. We're gonna try that one more time. It launches. So not only does it do 10,000 damage. Let's see if I can do this appropriately. I haven't practiced Nightcrawler in a bit. So not only does it do this, but you can set up CCR and land it again and absolutely kill them with enough meter. That's the name of the game for every character, frankly. But yeah, he has instant overhead. He has incredible long range game. His long range stuff in general is like not fair compared to the character. Like his fantasy should be like up close. Not only that, so he has a bunch of these cancel points in a lot of his attacks. But he can also teleport. And his teleports are really good. So that's not true. They're not really good. But you can pester. Let's see if we can. I'm trying to think of like, yeah. So let's say you, hold on, options. Let's just have him blah. Actually, that's fine. Not only that, you could go far away too. So you can do things that are typically unsafe for other characters. Why are you doing this to me? What is it? And then you can hold away from the character, and you can teleport away. So he has like in his kit, he has built-in safety by just being Kurt. Also it makes your combo game so sick. Like that to me is so cool. I don't think that's gonna land. Sick combo game, incredible high-low, instant overheads, really good supers. Frankly, you don't even need them. That's not true. You do need them. And he has so much safety because of these stupid teleports. You can threaten overhead mix from way up here. Yeah, he's good. He is a very good character. So definitely S tier in my eyes. Let's see. Actually, who's next? Change player. Rogue. Rogue is B tier. Now, Rogue hits like a truck. Yeah, she hits like a truck. But she does not have any real mix-up threat. So Rogue has back 2. That's her only overhead grounded. She has down 3. She has down 4. Down 3, like, you can do... Yeah, like, you do get a launch, but it's really slow. A lot of her stuff is so... Like, I love her strings. Like, this just looks cool. Just like this flurry of punches. It's so neat. But you can stick a button in between any of those hits. Like, you can feel how slow they are. You stick a button in between any one of those. You reversal super anywhere in there. You counter anything you want. I just, like, she's too ponderous to really get away with much on the ground. Which is why I don't think Rogue would be played in the air, or played on the ground. I think she would just do this. Like, she would approach using her dive kicks, using her dive punches. Her dive punches are very good. They are like 0. They are unpunishable if she lands. Like, there's 0 recovery. Like, you touch the ground and she's up backing. She's chicken blocking. They stun. They do a whole lot of good for her game. They allow her to just, like, get in, avoid the things you're doing. Granted, she's punishable if you have, like, large supers like Havoc. She would just level 3 the second he saw it come out. And they can be countered in the air, so if you get too predictable. But, like, she just doesn't have a lot of threats, mix-up threats otherwise. But she hits like a truck. So if she does land something, you're going for a fucking ride. She has really good CCR. And Brown Sugar hits OTG. So she also has a couple of really good whiff punish tools in stand 4. If you fuck this up, you're dead because look at the recovery. But this is a free launch. Boom, boom, up into the air. She also, her CCR is better than a lot of other characters because she can link, because she recovers so quickly from this guy. You can 1-1-2 and then dive punch, recover in time to jump up and continue CCR. So, like, she has a couple of things going for her. Really, really good CCR. It's a little tight timing wise, but she has all her supers hit really fucking hard, and then she has healing. So the fact that her healing is on her level 1 almost shows me, almost like it tries to tell me that, like, this character is going to be taking a lot of damage. So she can heal for roughly 3k life off of her level 1 super. She also steals a power. The powers are not particularly good. They're mostly combo enders. They always do 2750. So, like, if you do this, what's like a better option? Boom, boom. You can always score a tiny bit of unscaled damage. It's just not worth it in most cases. You want the healing. So she actually has 2 healing attacks. She has down forward 4, which gives her the move as well. And she has her level 1. So again, I think she was made to get hit, so she has extra defense to mitigate the amount of damage that she's probably going to end up taking in her fights. She has a broken thing on... She has a throw infinite in the Morlock tunnels. But she's B tier for me. She hits really hard, but she has to take a lot of risks to get there. And... yeah, like, she's killing off of a touch. Like, she's absolutely killing off of a touch. But how are you getting that touch is really where it's at. So for me, B tier. She has tools to crush, but not a lot of utility to get her there. So who's next? We're kind of coming to the end here, which is kind of cool. I think I'm gonna clean this video up, frankly, to like. Oh no, we got time. We got a whole bunch of characters. So next up is Forge. Forge, I think, occupies a really interesting space where he is also B tier. He has a couple of really choice moves that are incredibly powerful. Specifically, his level 3 is a full screen nuke that allows for unscaled follow-ups. So anything that hits grounded will be unscaled. So something like, just to show, actually, it doesn't matter. Just take my word for it. It's unscaled. So that's really good. You're always adding at least 13,000 damage to the end of your combos. He also, in the context of this game, has an incredibly powerful ability in his level 2. So this move does 7,300 damage on normal defense opponents, but also, it, so for about, what was that? Like 10, 1, 2, okay, so at 57, I'm counting. So 8 seconds, basically, 8 seconds, you can't build meter and you can't use meter. He can do, whatever he wants. So even on block, this move messes with your meter and you can't gain or use it. So you might not, like, this move is good to throw out. There's tons of utility in this move. But he doesn't have, I want to say he doesn't have the best utility. He has, like, he doesn't have a lot of 50-50s. He does have a good cancel point in after that, like, kick right there, the low kick. It allows you to toss a grenade. Grenades cause a crumple. Which, like, there you go. That's a ton of damage. But not only that, the crumple is great because it allows for launches. He has a variety of launches, actually. So, like, you could do like this. Wait. Do. Maybe you... No, you can definitely launch off of this. What is it? It's like... Oh, yeah. You do something like... What is it? It's like this? Hold on. Yeah, so just like down 1 is enough. A lot of ways to... He has a lot of launches. Oh, what is it? What is it? Is it this? Yeah. Hold on. Let's I want to show this off specifically. There's a way to do that to launch, but basically the reason why Forge isn't super good is because he lacks sort of the range of Mystique despite having a gun. He has a couple of moves, but a lot of his stuff is slow. A lot of his strings are slow. He has a lot of... his strings also aren't incredibly useful, and they don't give him easy access to CCR. So off of his launches, he has great CCR. See if I can do this appropriately. No ground bounces. He needs to air seek. So that's not a problem. The problem is that he doesn't do anything exceedingly well outside of a couple of supers. And like that's it. He has a couple of like kind of gimmicky things where you can change his ammo type for his gun, which is cool. My favorite is missiles. I just think it looks dope. He has one use of super in his level 3, where you can like strafe and like shoot. It's fucking stupid, and it's incredibly hard to get the damage you want out of it. He does have some kind of interesting stuff with like, he has an air level 2 that you can use CCR to do decent damage, but outside of his really great supers, he's not that good a character. Yeah, he's just like, he's serviceable, though this string is really good. This down 3-4, down forward 3-4. It's forward advancing and it ends in a launcher, or it ends in a crumple with the grenade. So he does have a couple of choice strings, and he's killing you off of a touch, just like a lot of characters, but he doesn't have that overwhelming utility that like Cyclops, Storm, all those guys do. He's just not in the same tier at all. Love you, Forge, but you're not there. And that's okay. He can still kill whoever he wants. Juggernaut. Okay, Juggernaut is either A. I think he's low A. Why do I think that? He's either A or B, frankly. Okay, Juggernaut is an interesting character in that he has some amazing range on some specific moves, and he has armor, he has great range, and he has surprising moves where like that's a low. It looks like it's an overhead, you know? Yeah, like strong range on jabs. So the moves that are like his best moves, down 4, stand 2. This like his stand 3 is not good. His forward 3 has great range. Again, armor on all of these. His stand 4 is a launching low, or is this launching? No. Oh, it's cancelable though. So this is a low that will get him a ton of mileage. That's like it's really good. It has great range, cancels into a whole bunch of stuff. But he's got great range. He also has surprisingly like really good meterless damage. Now Juggernaut has the highest ground defense in the game, which is amazing. He needs to take like over 3,000. Is it Blob? He needs to take over like I think over 3,000 worth of damage to break his armor, but you're always doing less damage to him. Not only that, this dude has the most annoying air hitbox in the game. Air combos are super hard to hit on Juggernaut. His body's really fucking annoying. He has caused me many an issue in speedruns. But I think he's A for how good he's a counter puncher. So because of his armor, if there's a gap in your string, stand 3 is pretty fast. So is down 3. So that is getting through and probably eating the hit, but armor will allow it to go through. And then he's stunning you. And then he's really hurting you. Right? Like, not only that, his supers are S tier. Specifically, so his level 1, really nothing to write home about, except not having, despite the fact that he doesn't have an air seek, he can't super jump, he still gets a ton of mileage out of his normal jump 1 3. So you can combo out of it from this. His level 2 is also an incredible low. This is actually like a low. Oop. So this is a low. And then you get CCR for days, and you can land and do it again. So Juggernaut for me is all about his big stuff. He also has an infinite off of this. You got to jump in and sort of do a little extra stuff after that, but he has an infinite. His stand, also his crouching stand is while standing 2. This move here is cancelable into this, and I think a couple other things. But he has like some surprising cancel points too. So his utility lies in his range, his armor, his broken fucking airborne hitbox. It's so annoying. His supers are stupid good. His level 1 and his level 2 are very formidable. He has surprising CCR for what he is. And he has surprising lows. So this move here is a low. This move here is a low that cancels. And like does pretty great damage off of basically whatever you want to do. So like, oh, this is low into overhead, making it even easier for myself. Just like cash out. Say you've got enough meter, you can do it again. After CCR, you can reset your damage scaling. So Juggernaut for me, plus, and then you add his defense rating, which is really high. Just like he has a lot of utility. But you need to play as a counterpuncher. You need to wait to bust through strings. You can't just force the issue because they can just block. And he loses super armor after the first hit. So who's next? Psylocke. For all of my Psylocke lovers out there, she is C or she's D. She's very, very low. One of the worst characters in the game. With one of the strongest tools in the game as well, which is very annoying. So Psylocke has one of the easiest to execute infinites in the game. This is also one of the fastest infinites in the game. The hitbox on her jumping 2 is incredibly broken, and that's how you kill the character. Havoc was dead 5 seconds ago. All you need is a stun. All they need to do is fuck up once and they're dead. So her utility in that aspect, just being like a one-touch kill character, is super high. And I think that if a player was good enough, like, she would be a top tier character. But utility-wise, that's really all she has. If you can land a stun with this character, this is all she's got. She is a glass cannon. She has low health. Her level 3 super is really good. Her level 1 super is really neat. What is it? Just this? It's got great range. And it does an air seek. But she doesn't have good CCR. Like, she doesn't have a lot of the stuff that some of the other characters do. That combo does not work on Sabretooth. She doesn't have really any low options that lead to good stuff. She has a while standing 4, the air seeks, but like maybe really the only way you're getting it is if they push buttons off of one of your lows. That's it. Maybe they challenge, out of when they're negative. But like, outside of this, which is a long range with punish stun for sure, he might not even be able to land her super or her infinite from there. Let's see. How far away can we do it? Yeah, you can. So like, basically this character's utility lies in getting a stun and landing her jump 3 infinite. That's all she has as a character, competitive wise, frankly. Yeah, she's just like not good. She's fun to play. Oh, you know what? That's not true. There's one other thing she has. She does, but it all basically stems from her jump 3. She has this. Now this super does like a great amount of damage, frankly, for being a level 1. And yeah, it does like, so that was basically a dead character, you know. So she has some sauce. Like, she actually has some fun shit. But her utility is just like, it's not there compared to other characters. That was free. Like, you get relaunches if you're fast enough. But her utility is just not there. She's definitely a C. She's just not as good as she could be. So, who's next? Okay. Havoc, my boy. Oh, you are very much a B tier character. He is the poor man's Scott Summers. So, Havoc does have some stuff. So he has a very good, just like Cyclops, overhead. This is really, like, this is a good. It's not as good as Cyclops's. Maybe it is as good. It is as good. But he does not have the same, so he's clunkier, he's heavier, he hits harder. and by harder I mean like it takes him longer to get moves out. So like this move here, like forward 1-1-2-2, that like you could poke between any of that, you know. He does have hit confirmable down 3 into stupendous kicks, and that starts with the second hit is a low, so that can catch people off guard. He also has a very solid forward 2, which is great. But and he also is a zoning threat. Is it this? Yeah, and he also has easy CCR. I use him in my speedrun. His real power comes from his level 3, where he's very much the same as Forge. Where, like, this is a full screen 0 frame nuke, basically, that allows you extra follow-ups. So literally anything Havoc does, if he can build enough meter, and he can, to level 3, yeah, he's gonna kill you. Let's see if I can... What was my, like... Oh, yeah. Okay. He also has very solid air series. That's right. Okay. I remember. It's 1, down 3, 4. That's what it is. So he has very good air series. Again, beams are not bad. Very fast, but they recover really slow. He doesn't... I don't think this is technically a low beam. It might be. He also has the splitter, which will, like, if they're stepping, it might catch. He also can pester from the air, which is a thing. It's just not particularly good. So he has a lackluster zoning threat compared to Cyclops. He does not have the same high-low. He does have high-low here in back 1-3, back 1 down 3, which is cancelable into launch. And he has good CCR. That's right. That's so annoying. He has good CCR, and he has the same back throw power as Cyclops. And he can also link all of his supers, which is kind of cool. But he doesn't have the same. He's not the same threat level. His strings are not as good. His zoning is not as good. His high-low is not as good. His supers are serviceable, but they're not as versatile. And he doesn't really... Yeah, he's like the poor man Cyclops. He does not do anything as well as his brother. But he does have infinites on big characters. You know, he does have some good stuff going for him. It's not the same. So I put him squarely in B. Next up is Lady Deathstrike. So Lady Deathstrike is really hard for me to place. I feel like she's better than every character here in B. So I'm going to have to put her in A tier. Yeah, I feel like she's way better than every character here. And I think she's actually better than a lot of characters in A here. Why do I think Lady Deathstrike is so good? Okay. Let's see. Dummy. Oop. Let's have him block low. So that's an overhead, and it's fast. I think I can't remember if you can cancel into this, but she has a whole bunch of... So this is an overhead into stun. I think it's, what is it? She has a ton of stun. So this is overhead stun. Options. Auto. Tech down. This is a low string into stun. This is a very fast jab into stun. This is a just what is it? This is a backstep blow into stun with great range. So she has a bunch of different stuns that allow her to do literally whatever she wants afterwards. She has this long range, low overhead right here that cancels, and then you can super afterwards. Very versatile level 1 super. You can super after her back throw very easily. If you dash forward a little bit, you can get a little more damage. She also has amazing CCR. She has a bunch of low lift opportunities. Here, let's see, this is forward, forward, 4. I'm doing this wrong. The cadence. So her CCR is really easy to do. I'm pretty sure that you can cancel into this. I can't remember exactly, but again, long range stun into cartwheel gives you CCR. You've definitely killed the character by that point. She also, like, if you end up doing, just raw cartwheel, you have this. So you have a launching super in your level 2. You can also link. Not link, but you can combo back into your level 2 after CCR. Sometimes it misses, but it's something having to do with your CCR and the way you do it. If you do it appropriately, you can launch again. Or you can just do any of your other supers because all the damage has been reset. She has surprising right here, so she has some surprising range. Surprising range, and like you're like, oh, I'm safe. Like, oh, that was a fucking long ass stun. Like, oh, I'm dang it. She also has what is this? So this I think is overhead. So forward 3-2 is an overhead. So I think this is. Yeah, so she has some mix-up-y strings. This is forward 3, 1-4, or 1-2. So just like she has some stuff to keep you guessing. Her supers are all incredibly valuable. The fact that this is incredible, this is super versatile. So good supers, combo supers that are able to function as, and like combo into themselves and do all the damage scaling after CCR. Super good. Also, she has a glitchy kind of thing that if you can land her level 3 into the wall, you can combo afterwards, which is crazy. It's a super cool glitch. It stuns them against the wall. You can do this. Now this move, she has a couple of like ninja roll things that you can do. I think this combos into throw. I don't think there's anything they can do, which is great. That goes under some projectiles, which is neat. But yeah, you'd think that she would have like more range because she's like the telescoping ninja. She's got like, this move is like incredibly long range, but it's like, this is where it's at, that move. She's great at like mid distance. I think she's absolutely A tier. She's a good character. She just lacks, what does she lack? I mean, that's kind of a, what does she lack? She lacks, no, I mean, she's pretty fucking good. She's got a good low. She's got good lows that lead to stuns. She's got good lows that lead to supers. No, I mean, she's A tier. She's absolutely A tier. Do I think that she's better than Mystique or Magneto? I think she, maybe. But she's definitely A tier. She's definitely better than Beast, Rogue, Forge, and Havoc. Absolutely. Okay. We're going to rush through the rest because I have to pack. We're leaving tomorrow for some vacay. Change player. Yeah, we're going to rush through this. Betsy, dude. She's C because she's not utterly worthless. She's like very close to worthless, but she's not utterly worthless. So she has some CCR. And the thing that saves you is her level 3. Her level 3 does stupid amounts of damage. Like actually stupid amounts of damage. This move almost beats her level 4 in damage. 12,000 damage is no fucking joke for a level 3. Almost 13k. Really, really good. Anytime you can meter transfer, do it. She has some really cool, like she has this backswing blow. But outside of this, which I think Revan tried to use this on me a lot, and you just start stepping it, right? Or blocking it and punishing, like it's not that good. She has very few strings. There's not, like, if you have seen, like, she has this, she has this, and like most of her stuff comes from specials, which are all mids. If she lands these are really cool. So she has a forward advancing forward 2, which links into all of her specials, which is great. Like, she needs that because she has nothing else. So, like, you need that. Like, you need your jab punches. She's got... This is kind of broken, only because it, like, it resets the camera angle in a really weird way, and you typically will not get to punish her because it'll, like, your character will be, like, tracking her in a different direction. It's really weird. But yeah, you get your, like, basically this character is launch in some way into level 3. Her whole game is built around landing her level 3, and there's just not enough utility there. Her level 1 is bad. It's, like, probably one of the worst level 1s in the game. Her CCR, while executable, is hard to land. It's hard to find situations in which to land it effectively because, like, unless you get a jab punish, they're blocking this and punishing you. Every hit comes out so fucking slow, especially that final one. Backswing is legitimately good. If you block it, they're dead. But you can do stuff like this, like cancel, and if they're pressing buttons, you'll stun them and hurt them quite a bit. But literally, this character is built around level 3. This is all she's got. That's really, really powerful. So, yeah, she's definitely... The utility, everything is built around level 3. She just has very low utility. Bishop, 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 bishop. Everybody, get in there, bishop. You're only higher than Gambit because Gambit is glitched and broken. This character, he has, I think, the lowest string count in the game, which means he has the least moves in the game. He has, like, no mix-up potential. He needs to get hurt to build up his beam. This move is punishable on hit from here. So if you hit somebody with this beam, you can get punished. He has a bunch of useless moves, this move being one of them. Look at how long that takes to come out. And this game does not have, like, Oki in the same way a lot of games do. Like, you can't just put this over their prone corpse. It's just, like, not good. He has, yeah, like I said, very few strings. Look at how long it takes his low to recover. If you whiff, if this doesn't work, you are dead. You are dead. You need to commit to fucking everything as Bishop. And if you don't, like, nothing is gonna happen for you. He does have one okay thing. He can meterless really well and get these relaunches. Like, he can do some damage meterless if he has the space, because for whatever reason Stand 3 like pops them up perfectly. I don't know, it just does. He has some back throw shenanigans that he can glitch using his Stand 4. So like if you have more life, you win. But like his level 1 is a parry, which could be cool, except it doesn't work half the time because he takes a step backwards. That is how this game goes, kid. That is actually how this game goes. He is just not a good character. Low string count, low utility. He has some cool canned strings. Like he has some stuff that looks cool, but it's just not. He's not a good character. Even like sort of they built him around like having zoning potential. There are a lot of times where your zoning will disappear. Like your bullets will disappear. Like you can do stuff like this and your bullets they won't show up. He's a very frustrating character to play. Like tons of recovery on his important moves. The only thing he's got going for him is he has great meterless damage. So this character is just bad. He's bad, and I'm so disappointed because he looks so fucking cool. All right, next up is Dark Phoenix. So Dark Phoenix is like Phoenix on crack, but with like just all of her damage. Like they said, damage goes to 10. I just don't think that I think she's almost B tier. If she doesn't have her level, you know what? I can't really say that. I think she's probably low A, high B. I'm going to leave her there. I feel like just the power of her level 3 is so much. But she has all the same tools as Jean. She has a couple of retreating moves. Like if Jean is A, she's there because she has confusion, and confusion is bullshit. We do have to move her up just a little bit. She also has higher defense than Jean. She has the same jumping overhead stuff that's like straight up bullshit. She has got like all of this. Like you can continue a lot of like she hits like a frickin' truck. Also she has some strong stuff in forward 2 down 2. Allowing her to do a lot of stuff that's surprising. Yeah, you're right. She doesn't have confusion, so I do think that she is lower. She can heal with Mosu Cell. It is like the most sad heal I've ever seen. But you can't ignore... Oh, she also has no real low threats. So again, like a lot of characters, they don't have like really great lows. So this is her low threat. That's really it. She has this now. So you can get stuff off of it, but it's not good. Her throw game though. Her throw game is really good. The fact that her level 1 throw, her standard forward throw is just a perfect launch that allows you to build a ton of meter. And then you can just end whatever you want in Pillar of Flame is really good. I think she's A tier because of her insane damage. And the fact that she fucking goes Epion is just like, I'm using this. And it does 10k. Like, she can cash out, dude. Like, that's good. That is good. She has 2 very good level 3s. Her level 4 is garbage. Never use it. And yeah, like she has everything Phoenix does, but more damage. But for some reason, I still feel like Confusion edges out and means that she's just like, she's good. She's definitely good. She's just not the best. So, how do you transfer the meter to a different bar, my bro? That's the whole game. This is the best part of the game, is the meter transfer. You hold, at least for for PS2, you hold left trigger, and then you hit any one of the buttons to move all of your available meter into any of the available meter slots. So A tier, I think she's A tier, but I'm like not happy that she's there. I feel like she should be better. Sentinel A. Okay. This dude is fucking D tier. The only reason he's above Gambit is because Gambit is glitched. He's the only character I have yet to finish a survival mode with. This dude is so big and so limited. Dude, you need to be able to do the kit. That's the trick. That's the trick to the game. You build the meter, you transfer it over, and you kill people in one touch. That's the whole point. It's so cool. It's the best part of the game. I'm excited for you to experiment with it. This dude has 10 billion overheads, and none of them do anything useful. They all knock down. They all they don't really do anything. He does have an incredible move in 2-2. This is basically his entire combo game. Is just landing 2-2. From there, you can land any of his very mediocre supers. The only super that I think is really cool is this move right here. So that's his level 2. It does okay damage. And if you finish it, it does really good damage for a level 2. Like 9k is nothing to sneeze at. But you want to keep them close. Because your armor, he has armor, and he has high defense. So he has those two things going for him. But his cons, dude, if you are just a little bit out of alignment, just like even slightly weird angles, you will miss with this move. This is his best move. You will miss with this. Any miss with this dude is a nightmare. He has really low stun possibilities. He has, like this move here is punishable. Down 2, it just pushes him away. That's it. It's punishable on block, or on hit, if you have a fast super. What? This is good. His jumping, so he does have a... I don't think this isn't technically a... Basically, if you were to do anything, like right there, that's an alignment issue. Yeah, Sentinel A is not any fun. He's so painful. His level 1, it's okay. You're not doing anything after it. You can do like 4-4-3 and body slam him. But I think if you were to ever play Sentinel, if someone was ever gonna like love this character, this is how they would do that. They would use whatever they have, and then they would just like use his level 2, because it does hit on the ground. It does hit OTG. And they would keep him there. And you would threaten with throws, with armored throws. That's it. That's like, his 2-2 is so risky. It's so risky. Okay. Sentinel's just not good. He's just not good. Which is a shame. If you're going to play Sentinel, you're going to play Sentinel B. I personally, yes, I would. Sentinel B is... Sentinel B is also in D tier, but she is at the top of D tier. She might even get to C tier. No, she's in D tier. But I love this character. I actually think she's really cool. Mostly because of her level 1. Her level 1 is really damaging. And... yeah, it's... what was I doing? Oh, yeah. And you can link it. You can do multiples of these. So if I do this correctly... Let me see if I can do this correctly. Like, you can kill off of 1 touch and 2 meters, I believe. I do want to show this off just because it is neat. And it is one of her only tools. So this there. That is like... That's a cool move. Now, what's not good about her? basically everything else. This is her only low threat, down 3. That's it. It's the same as the other girls. It's really bad. She does have this as sort of like an escaping tool. 1-1 back 1. You can't really follow up with anything after it. They will be blocked. This beam is solid. Does okay damage. Okay damage for a level 2. And it can be spammed in the air. So like that's a thing. Oh, so yeah, in story mode they lock out meter. That doesn't happen in normal arcade. She has a couple of good zoning tools, just like Storm. She can pepper with beams and stuff like that. This is a full screen low. Doesn't do any damage, but it's kind of neat that it's there. So she does have some zoning tools. Sentinel also has some zoning tools, Sentinel Alpha, but it's just not the same. The problem with this girl is that she doesn't really have... She has basically no strings, and what she does have, like, she can't stun. She can never really go for anything. She does have... She doesn't have a low, besides down 3. She does have a jumping... So this is a instant overhead, and she can do stuff with it. Specifically, she can go into her air level 1. If you're good enough. And you can do this multiple times. So, like, there are ways to set this up in combos that are kind of cool. Also, if they're tall, you can do that. And then launch. But... dude, it is hard being Sentinel B. She only has 1 stun. She has 2, technically. Forward 2. And back 2. Back 2 has okay range. It does set up this, which is a fun combo. But like you don't get a ton. Her level 3 is a projectile, is a power-up. This takes really long time, and you're going to be punished for it, so there's no way to quickly set it up. Her level 2, the beam, her level 1 is just like... Her level 1 is where the sauce is at. You need her level 1. That's really all she has. You need to be able to punch through something. She doesn't have armor, so you need to be able to find a gap, punch through it, and then pray you've got enough space to do this. Because this will kill. That will kill. She just doesn't have any tools outside of that. She can zone better than Sentinel A. She's got some stuff, but he's just not good. She does have, what is it? I think this is an overhead. It has a couple of... So like you do get overhead mix into this, but the range on that punch, the uppercut, is so low that if you hit it at range, you will lose. And she does have a decent whiff punish option in forward 2, but that's it. What is this string? It's like you've got that. Yeah. She's just not good. She's just not good. In the same way that other characters are, like Cyclops. I'm losing my voice. Good thing we've only got 2 guys left. Alright. Bastion is B tier. Bastion is B tier because he has everything that like Cyclops and Havoc do. He's got a little command dash. He's got an amazing projectile game in his down forward 2. this, like, if you don't have an answer to this and you can't get around this, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna take a ton of chip. He barely has to return to neutral. Yeah, it's really annoying. Big characters like Juggernaut and Blob have to jump counter through everything. Looks like he's fucking hitting a skateboard trick when he air counters. His level 3 is where the juice is at, though. It's super good. It's like, it's an OTG. And it allows for a guaranteed 3200 follow-up with his down beam, which is solid. He's got, like standard stuff. His CCR is pretty good. Like very solid. You can run up and do this, and then get your. Dang it. You could do this. It does less damage the further away you are, but you still get that free 3200. Easy CCR, which is cool. He has some string stuff that's like, totally fine. I think, yeah. Like, there's just nothing really to write home about with Bastion. He's just not the same. Oh, you can cancel, same with Havoc, off of their sweep. You can cancel into stupendous kicks. That's kind of cool. He also, if you can do it, he has the strongest level 1 in the game. It will do over 8,000 damage, which is really good. Really good. It's really hard to hit all the hits and score that extra damage. But this move is like, it's not bad as level 1. It's called Searchlight. 76 for level 1. That's as good as most level 2s. And then if you hit the whole thing, 85. Really good. Just hard to do. This is good as like a frame trap. Boop, boop, boop. That's kind of cool. But otherwise, he doesn't have the same speed of back one, of the same overhead. He doesn't have the same high-low threat. He does have a very good... he does have a good... That's a hit confirmable stun string from a low. So if you do down 3-2 into while rising 2-1, you get a stun, which is good. He also has some surprising, he has a very easy infinite. It's just that. It's any launch into 3-1-2. This is a true infinite. There's nothing he can do about this shit. There you go. Really easy infinite. So many eye blasts in my arcade one with Cyclops. Exactly. It's so annoying. Will you ever try Sentinel A Survival? Yes, absolutely. We are going to beat. I gotta find the right combo. But yes, we're going to. So yeah, I think that Bastion is very middle of the road. He's got some good, really good stuff with his super. Really good, frankly. He's got great CCR. The solid hit confirmable string, but he doesn't have that wow factor, He doesn't really blow me out of the water. The utility's not quite there. He doesn't have the same oomph. And last but not least is our boy Blob. Now Blob is interesting. I want to put him down here, but as a counterpuncher and sort of knowing, he's probably either here or here. He's very easy to get infinites on, so that's problematic. I'm going to put him at the top of C. Okay. Why am I going to put him at the top of C? Let's actually change to our boy, Mr. Fred Dukes. He has very good supers. And he has a very good throw game because of his armor. And he has the strongest throw in the game. His down throw does 4,500 damage. That's all, that's really good. He can't be thrown, which is great. He has some of the highest defense in the game. He he has some really strong stuff. Problem being, he's very slow. His hits are incredibly ponderous. He's just like he's yeah, he's just not that good. No, totally. The grabs have great range, especially like what's crazy about like if you were to do like my favorite thing to do with this character is like it's just this. Then if you do end up doing that, you are absolutely in range for what it doesn't look like he's in range for that, and that's cheap. So you've got, you know, he doesn't have like the same threat as a lot of characters do. Great damage in general, like really good damage. But if you have a combo that takes you into level 3 land, just like they're fucking dead. They're absolutely dead. They're cooked because of this. The anti-air hit grab is just like they're dead, dude. They're absolutely dead. His level 3 is really good. If you are able to land something like this, if you're able to land this move here, this causes damage scaling to reset. So, it leaves you enough time after you sit on their face. You wait for a little bit. You do this move. Damage scaling has reset. They're now taking the full damage of this super. You can do it again. Yeah, it's like the character can kill you so many ways. He can do that out of throw, like I showed at the beginning. Your throws are already damaging and very risky. You also get to turn his his level 2 super from a 7k into a 10k because you get a free. So this is an unblockable low. Well, it's not unblockable low, it's just unblockable. This is a full screen unblockable. So if you do this into his level 2, which has surprising range, we will get this because of the hard knockdown. That's free. I'm going to get it at least once. There we go. So almost 10k damage for a level 2. His level 1 is surprising in that it can hit you on the way up, or excuse me, on the way down, but it also does damage when it hits the ground. Not 2 damage. You can only ever get 6,300 damage from it. But if you're in the air, it will hit you. It won't hit you if you're blocking. But then it'll also do damage when he hits the ground. So if you don't get hit by him on his going up, it will do damage on the ground. This move is a fairly fast overhead. And that's like 10k damage with no meter. So there are some things like this is a surprising... This is a surprising low that like is just kind of funny to see. He doesn't have very good lows. He's really like an overhead threat kind of dude. But maybe you catch somebody with that. I feel like a lot of his stuff is kind of gimmicky, but a good player could make him work purely because of his level 3 and his throw game. The only downside to his down throw, typically with throws, for every hit you build a little bit of meter. This throw builds no meter. I don't know if that was an oversight or they felt like it was too strong. If you do manage to land, if you do know that you've got a jab punish on this, this is also a really good, like this is a dead character. So being able to combo into this move here, the claps. But yeah, like I think Blob, I think he's at the top of C. If not, he might be D. The things that go against him, he has a huge hitbox. Infinites are super easy on him. Nearly every character has an infinite on him. He does have armor. He can't be thrown. But if you just wait and force him to commit the first move, He can't super jump. He can't sprint. This is all he can do. Though, surprisingly, his sidestep is super quick. And he's like a tornado. He's just circling. His big problems are he has alignment issues as well. Certain moves will not hit at certain distances. Like this move, like sometimes just like will straight up not hit. There are times when you'll notice that that third hit sometimes doesn't even work. Yeah, there's a lot of alignment issues with Blob as well that are very tricky to navigate in the heat of battle. So I think I'm going to keep him at C, but he has the potential to kill every character just like every other character off of a single touch. His utility is just not there in the same way it is for a lot of other characters. His utility is almost like his defensive utility makes up for his offensive utility. Yeah, I think he's just not as good as he could be. And that's okay. He's an awesome character. I love playing him, frankly. I think that's it. I think am I happy with like 4 characters in S tier? Oh, and Pyro's down here. In D tier. Let's take a look. Our final checkup. These 4 I feel like are definitely there. Sabretooth, if he lands a hit and the rules allow it, he can infinite you. But otherwise he's here. I feel pretty good with all of this. Maybe Juggernaut goes down just because he's kind of funky, but his defensive utility is so strong. Everybody else has some pretty great stuff that allows them to hurt people. No, this seems pretty fair. I feel okay about this. Who is anybody like striking? These are definitely very middle of the road characters. I feel pretty good about my mid-range dudes. Yeah, these guys are just, they lack specific things, but they can kill. These guys can all kill, but and then Gambit. Oh, he would be S tier if he weren't down here. Yeah, let's call it good. I think that's it. Plus, I gotta go do some other stuff. But I hope you all enjoyed. I don't even know how many of y'all are watching. That's okay. Thank you to Mocha, to Sean, to Avler, to all you dudes out there who are supporting the channel monetarily, especially after that long sort of month break, as I was trying to bring my arm back into shape. I feel much better. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to talk to y'all more on my channel, specifically about X-Men Next Dimension, because I love this game. I'm going to be posting a little more about it. I have a couple more cool things I want to show off, specifically about like how I still discover new stuff every time I play. Discovered a new thing with Cyclops with standing 4 down 3, just cause. Yeah, there's so much to cover about this game. So like I feel like I've barely scratched the surface despite having hundreds of videos about it. But that's it for now. Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, we did the tier list. Solid. Later, gang. Wait. Hold on one second. Did I say, I think I shot. Hold on. I gotta check this. I think it's Joseph Gibbs is my other member. So my other channel member. Not Sean. We love Sean. He always pops up to the stream. But I want to make sure that I give the appropriate props on my long form videos, because that's one of the benefits. Yeah, Joseph Gibbs, you're a champion. Yeah, dudes, I will talk to y'all later. What is on here? Should be showing you guys my YouTube screen. Later.